Meanwhile, restaurant owners face a lot of uncertainty when it comes to surviving another shutdown like what we saw earlier this spring of indoor dining. Some of those owners tell 13 News reporter William Ingalls that this will be the most difficult challenge they've faced this year.
For a few weeks, it seemed like business was finally picking up steam.
We were just starting to get to that sweet spot.
But in a year that restaurants have lived by the phrase roll with the punches, COVID-19 has thrown a blow that owners aren't sure they can survive.
They asked if I was going to survive, and I said, well, it's going to be hard.
Even with their backs against the wall, owners like Patrick Alberto of Octane RKFD are still upbeat.
I'm an optimist. So I try to look at this as another big hurdle that we're just going to have to maneuver our way out of.
Even during this difficult year, that optimism is shared by other restaurant owners. They say that's thanks to a community that had their backs during the first shutdown and when they can only serve people outdoors.
A lot of our customers prefer to eat outside. So that has been most of our business, even since indoor was able to reopen.
As the cool weather months loom, creating an outdoor dining space is an added challenge, and for some businesses, that's a financial move they can't make.
Tried to heat it, it'd be incredibly expensive. It's just too cost prohibitive. We have really no choice but just to accept the restrictions that we have and try to make do with less.
While strategies to tackle these new restrictions might be different, there is one thing all these business owners agree on. The community can do the work to help them survive.
You have to follow the rules. We all want it over with, so please follow the rules so that we can get through this.
A plea to the community to shut down COVID so restaurants don't have to shut their doors for good. For your 13 Weather Authority, William Ingalls, 13 News.
The restaurants we spoke to today also urge everyone to shop local, especially while these restrictions are in place. At New at 10 tonight, Rockford Mayor Tom McNamara responds to the state's measures. He says while he believes the health of citizens should come first, the state has failed to prove restaurants and bars are the root of the spike in cases of COVID-19. Mayor McNamara released this statement tonight on Facebook saying, in part, quote, "I believe there are alternative strategies that allow us to share the responsibility of reducing the spread of the virus without targeting an industry. I also hope this state-mandated mitigation effort reminds all citizens that for the health of our citizens and for the economic vitality of our businesses and employment of our friends, neighbors, and family members." And Republican lawmakers in our region weigh in on the news, saying the region deserves better from state health officials. Republican Representative Dave Severson and Brian Stewart say businesses are just starting to recover from the first shutdown that we saw this spring. They call the mitigations, quote, arbitrary, and say they are not the answer. Republican Joe Sosnowski echoed that sentiment, saying in part, quote, "It is unfortunate the Pritzker administration and the state health department are selectively shutting down several types of businesses without any evidence that they are responsible for the spread of COVID-19. More troubling is how the administration is ignoring and or constantly changing their mitigation measures." And with outdoor dining only starting Saturday, we take a look ahead at how the weather may shape up for this weekend. Our chief meteorologist, Alex Kirchner, provides a glance at the conditions for outdoor eating if we head out this weekend. Alex?
Well, good evening. We are looking at mainly dry weather this weekend, so that's half the battle right there. However, if you are going to be going out, you'll have to layer up as you head out the door, not just the next couple days, but into the weekend as well. Temperatures stay below 60 today. That'll be the theme for the next 4 out of the 5 days that we have for the remainder of the week, staying below 60 degrees. So looking ahead to Saturday, starting out brisk with a light breeze and 40s. We get into the 50s, somewhat mild. We'll have mainly cloudy conditions, so not a ton of sunshine to help with the warmth, and breezy winds kicking in as well. Take note of the evening hours. We do have a chance for rain, so much of the day looking dry, but as we get beyond sunset, watch out for scattered rain showers as temperatures slowly cool off, so plan around for that. A little more rain possible on Sunday as well, in addition to leading up to that. So several chances for rain that we'll have to track coming up in the forecast, so I'll have those details in a little while. For now, James, back to you.
Alex, thanks. Paul Carpenter, the Democrat running for Winnebago County State's Attorney, loses his job tonight in the state's attorney's office. In a statement, Carpenter says he donated $25 of his own money to help pay for photography equipment when a journalist was arrested. The man arrested, Albert Riley Jr., charged with aggravated battery in a public way and resisting a peace officer. Carpenter went on to say in his statement, quote, "I want to stress that this was not for the individual's bond, and he was later given a recognizance bond. I believe in the importance of journalists covering these important events in our community." Carpenter is still running for election. He faces Jay Hanley for Winnebago County State's Attorney. And in Decision 2020, you're looking live at the debate stage tonight. Cleveland, Ohio, Case Western Reserve University, where President Donald Trump and Joe Biden sparred tonight for more than 90 minutes. This is the first of 3 presidential debates, the first time the 2 candidates were on stage together. They were questioned on topics ranging from the pandemic, the economy, to civil unrest in American cities. One of the most notable moments of the night was this.
Because you weren't president screwing things up.
You were a senator. And
You're
by
the
way,
worst
you were
president America has ever had.
Hey,
Come
Joe,
on.
let me just tell you, Joe, I've done more in 47 months. I've done more than you've done in 47 years, Joe.
Topics tonight included the Supreme Court, COVID-19, the economy, race and violence in American cities, the candidates' records, and more. It was a heated debate from the first question to